Hey everybody, welcome to Hockey Skate Down. Before we get into the video, I just want to say thank you to all my subscribers. If you want to join our hockey team, it's free. Click subscribe, hit the notification bell to all. Thank you all so much. Let's get started. I want to do a video because an interesting tweet was put out by Mike Gillis last game. He said that the New Jersey Devils are 17-4-8 in 39 games since Alain NASREDDINE assumed duties as interim head coach on 12-3 of 19. They ranked 19th in the league during that time with 42 points, are 15th in GAA with 2.97, 23rd in goals per game with 2.77, first in penalty kill 85.5, and 16th on power play with a 21.1%. So what does this mean? After I saw this, I kind of thought, the year's coming to a close. What's going to happen next year? There's a lot of big name head coaches that have been relieved of their duties from other teams. Do we go for one of them? Or do we keep Alain NASREDDINE and try to lift that interim tag and have him be our head coach for next year as well? He's done fairly well. He really has. Totally different from what John Hynes was doing. Really totally different. And we desperately needed this change to happen. You can see the players are digging down and playing harder for NASREDDINE. They like him. He's a player's coach. When he handles the media, he handles them well. He gives out smart answers. He's not like fumbling around for words. He knows his stuff, and he's been doing this for a while. Not at the head coach rank, but he's been doing this and handled it pretty well since he's been anointed interim head coach. He's handled the GM change, he's handled the coaching change, and he's handled all the players that have been traded situations pretty well too. And he's mixed around the lineup pretty well. He's put together pretty good lines. That Zacha, Bratt, and Gusev line has really turned out to be a fun line to watch. And I never would have thought to put that combination together. And, since Coleman was traded, I really like that Coleman, Zajac, and Gusev line. And I really thought, I'm like, man, if we trade Coleman, it's going to be hard with the line going forward because I like the way they were producing. They were playing well with each other. But, lo and behold, look what's happening with the Zacha, Bratt, and Gusev line. They're looking phenomenal out there. So I like what he's done with this lineup. I like how he is integrating different players from the AHL in and out of the lineup. That Bratt healthy scratching is proving to be very good now, but at the time it was a big head scratcher. So maybe that ignited something in him. I think it definitely did, but, at the time we were all like, what the hell are you doing, Naz? But, I like what he's done with this team, and, I think this whole timing situation where there's a lot of big names out there, what do you fans of the Devils want to see? Do you want to see NASREDDINE given another 1 year extension, another show me sort of situation with an improved roster? Because I have a feeling, there will be a lot of changes to this roster in the offseason. Or do you want to see one of those big name coaches come in like a Laviolette, a Gallant? I've done my video on what my next coach would I like to be, and I'll link it at the end of the video if any of you guys and girls haven't seen that. But it's going to be an interesting question. I do think that this team likes to play hard for him, and you see it from the way they play. I do think they like NASREDDINE and his coaching style. He's not as militant as Hynes was with the practicing schedule. So I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen with this team going further. It's going to be a tough situation. I don't exactly know how management sees this team going further. Do they see them as playing well now and being able to compete against top competition? Do they see them as that team to bring in one of those elite coaches to really take the next step, or do we just take the next step in the rebuild sort of thing? So it's going to be tough to see what happens with this team going further. Me personally, I like NASREDDINE. I think if they kind of go towards a different coach, I don't think he's going to come back as an assistant sort of thing, because I don't think he's going to take that step back once he's already proved himself that he could be a coach at this level. So, I do see the Devils going for one of those big names this year. Sad to say, I think they've given Naz a shot, but I think the level of the names that are out there this year, if you're really looking towards taking that next step towards building this team, I really do think that they're going to bring in a new head coach this year. I think it's going to be either Laviolette or Gallant, one of those guys. Me personally, I like Laviolette. I like him because he's been, consistently good throughout his time with all of his teams. He's done a lot of time with each team, whereas Gallant, and he's won a cup too. And, he's a good players coach too, and the players really respect him and his systems that he sets forth. And Gallant too. Gallant's a good coach, but I think Laviolette shown that each team, he's been a tenure for a longer time than Gallant. Gallant's one of those coaches that gets the best out of you in a short time period, but I think he wears out his welcome relatively quick. So, it'll be interesting to see what happens with this team in the offseason. Does Fitzgerald stay? Do we go towards another GM? There's talk of the Devils interviewing Mike Gillis. I was going to do a separate video on that. Let me know in the comment section if you want me to do that. I was thinking about it, but, it's not really anything to go by besides them just interviewing him and see, where he stands. But, comment below, let me know. What do you guys and girls think about what's going to happen with this team? Do you like Fitzgerald going forward? Do you want to see a different GM? Do you like NASREDDINE? Do you want to see another coach being the head coach of this team next year? Comment below, let me know. And as always, thank you all for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Join our hockey team. Have a great night and have a great day tomorrow, and take care.